Yes, joining us now from Stanford, California is Jon Cohen. He's the Senior VP of Survey Research at SurveyMonkey, whose latest poll, along with NBC News, shows Clinton with a 6-point national lead in the four-way. We had him on 2 weeks ago when you had a rosy projection for Hillary Clinton. There was talk back then of her breaking 300 electoral votes, etc. All right, so we're 2 weeks later. We're one email bombshell later. How are things looking?
Well, as you said, last time we were talking about could she reach 400, actually, I think was the question at the time. And now we're talking about how she can solidify her path to 270. We were doing a 50-state tracking poll at SurveyMonkey, and in today's map that we released, she's at 262. So she really has to recover a little bit to get past the 270 and beyond to create a mandate.
So, John, is this the reason this is tightening? Is this being driven mainly by the Comey letter, or is this a natural tightening?
Well, you know, we're doing a 7-day track, so we're 3.5 days, pre-Comey and 3.5 days, post. And so we don't yet know whether we're looking at noise or not. At the state level, we're talking about little small changes. She's, kind of a little ahead in some toss-up states that, if she gets them all, she'll be well into the 300s again. So we're going to kind of keep watching day by day as we tick into Election Day. But right now, the map certainly looks different. I think the main issue is the email issue is just a bad one for her. 83% of likely voters think it was inappropriate that she used a private email server when she was Secretary of State. So when the attention's on her and with her historic unpopularity, she's more vulnerable. When, by the flip side, you talked about all the stories in your last segment about Donald Trump. When the focus is on him, he suffers because he also has, unfavorability ratings just as high as hers.
So, John, I'm here in Wisconsin where Trump and Pence are coming in just a little bit, and we saw him in Michigan yesterday, out in New Mexico. Is your sense that those states have moved at all and that the Trump campaign has some reasonable chance of winning one or more of them? Or is this out of desperation because they can't find 270 electoral votes in their older plan?
Yeah, we actually have had Wisconsin much closer than anyone else. I think, we have Clinton up just a single percentage point in Wisconsin in our data today. That's down from leaning in her direction just a few days ago. So again, we'll have to see over the coming days whether it's, truly in that toss-up category, if it moves more solidly back in Clinton's camp. But it's certainly vulnerable. And, the email issue and the focus on it kind of makes, the turnout in focus for the Clinton campaign. 15% of Clinton's own voters think the email issue and the FBI's reopening the case is a major issue to discuss, not simply a distraction.
So, John, I think the last time when we were talking about the 400 electoral vote question around Hillary Clinton, one of the ways we were talking about it was in the context of a bunch of expansion/reach states for Democrats: Utah, Arizona, Texas, Georgia. Are those now off the table for Hillary Clinton, or are some of those still in play?
Well, as of today, Texas is off the table, but Georgia and Arizona are still there. Of course, that's not the campaign's main focus now. It's in Wisconsin, as Mark mentioned. It's even in Michigan, where our data show that as a toss-up. And it's in some softening in Colorado and North Carolina, which she needs to shore up in the final days.
Can you just answer about Utah, too? I'm just interested in that one because it's such a weird race.
Yeah, so we actually have Trump up a few points over Clinton and then a few points more over McMullen. But McMullen's clearly gained momentum over the coming weeks, but we're asking that, every day as we are everywhere else.
Yeah.
John, take a moment and explain to people the methodology that SurveyMonkey uses.
Sure. So, the key to any good survey these days is a good random sample. And we have the luxury at SurveyMonkey of having 3 million respondents a day to a SurveyMonkey survey, not that I send out, but that are sent out by, friends that you may have, kind of to what to bring to a barbecue, what to bring to another party or your employer or, some company you buy something from. And what we're doing is doing random sampling on the back of those surveys and getting estimates, on a rolling basis. We've interviewed about 1 million people over the course of this campaign, and now we're doing daily in the states. It's a really unprecedented effort as far as polling goes. We're doing not only all 50 states, but we just published a little while ago, results in all 34 Senate races and all the gubernatorial contests as well. So it's a major effort, that we're sharing those learnings as well as the results on a daily basis.
So, John, in a phrase or two, how would you evaluate Donald Trump's chances of winning 270 electoral votes?
Still extraordinarily slim, but there's now uncertainty in the contest where there wasn't when I was last on the program.